Hey everybody, it's Ben Loope.
What's up guys, it's Bleu Loope.
We are at the start of Foothills Parkway on the Wares Valley side, closer to Pigeon Forge. We're going to run the entire Foothills Parkway, kind of just do what we do. Yeah. She's going to be practicing obviously her normal shifting, but today's lesson really ain't going to be much of a lesson. I've been telling her today it's about getting out and having fun with the car. I want her to play around with shifting, you know, just kind of goofing around. What does higher gear feel like, was a lower gears feel like, things like that.
Yeah.
Is all we're shooting for today. Now, eventually at some point we may throw in some rev matching and maybe even try to squeeze in a heel toe shift here and there.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to run the entire run of Foothills Parkway here in East Tennessee. As you can see, you can rent these razors up here. But anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
And talk about odds and ends as we go.
Yep. Oh, I got it. Cool.
Okay, first thing I was going to talk about was a big thing that happened to us. Now, if you've been watching any of our previous videos, we've kind of alluded to it and hinted at it.
Yeah, I forgot we haven't said anything about it yet.
We haven't talked about, so there's things that happened when we went to Road Atlanta. If you go back and watch some of our previous videos, you can see where we went to Road Atlanta. So there was some neat things that happened when we went to Road Atlanta. Little rev match.
Yeah, I'm trying.
All right. I wasn't expecting that. All right. So there's some neat things happening with Road Atlanta. If you want to interject in anything,
yeah,
you just jump in. When you go to a track event, everybody, they're going to set you up in groups. So
novice. Was it novice, intermediate,
advanced, and then instructor or super advanced or whatever.
Yeah. And
that can vary from whoever's putting on the track event from one person to the next, or from one group to the next, as far as how they divvy everybody out. But
yeah, generally
you're going to have at least 3 groups: novice or beginners, intermediate, and advanced. You'll at least have those 3 groups usually. So first, when you this group was, I think if you've done 11 or less track days, then you were going to be in novice or beginner.
Yeah.
If you've done 12 or more track days, which I had, then you're going to be in intermediate. And then it's some other arbitrary number. If you've done more than 26 track days, then you can be in advanced, and then so on and so forth. When you're in a beginner or novice, you're almost always going to be assigned an instructor. That instructor then, after a certain period of time, may or may not sign you off and go, okay, you can ride solo.
But normally it's signed off in novice.
Yeah, they're gonna sign you off and go, you can drive solo, and you're going to be in a beginner or novice class, continue running in your class.
Yeah.
So she did her first day. It was a 2-day event. I didn't get a chance because I was running intermediate, so we were kind of missing each other.
Right.
First couple times I was out on track, she was just getting back. Her instructor was kind of telling her what she did or didn't do or whatever it may be, and then I would miss them.
Right.
So you kind of notchy there. Did you feel that? But I know you're playing with gears too, right? Mm-hmm. After a little bit, I got to speak with the instructor, and he came up to me and he was kind of telling me how she was doing. And I told her after we got done speaking, I was like, he's speaking pretty good. You know, the way he's talking about what you're doing and how you're learning, I think there's a good chance he's going to sign you off.
I didn't think so. I was like, this guy is like, I just had this feeling like, I really don't feel like he's going to sign me off. I forget what my reason was for that. For some reason, I just didn't feel like he was going to sign me off.
Yeah. So I kind of thought he was. There was things he was saying. I thought, oh gosh, be careful here.
Oh,
you got to give these bikes as much room as anybody else.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, he's swerving out.
Anyway, so And then I'd speak to him the next thing, and I'm like, yeah, Blue, he's talking pretty highly of what you're doing here, so I think he's going to sign you off. So anyway.
Oh, I just remembered. The reason I was like really kind of baffled that you were coming to me and saying that was because he had all these things where he was like, yeah, you could have done this and you could have done that. And I think, well, we'll go this one more round, and I think maybe we'll do a lead follow, and then we'll do this. And then I think maybe, so how about next time he was like talking about next time. He was like, next time you do this and blah, 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 you do this next time. So I was like, this guy's never going to sign me off because he keeps talking about teaching me something new every single time we go out. And so that's why I didn't think he was going to sign me off.
Okay. So once they got off track, then he'd tell me about what all she was doing right or wrong, and I would get a different feel on it. So anyway, so we finished the day, and I'm in intermediate, she's in a beginner or novice. Love these bridges right here,
They're
man.
so cool.
It's my favorite part of this road. Incredible. I hope on another camera you can see what we're seeing here, these mountains and stuff. Incredible views up here. So anyway, really nothing was said. We finished our day. She's in beginner, I'm in intermediate. We get to the end of the day, we kind of unpack, and I mean not unpack our clothes. We go to dinner and unpack the day, you know, like this is what happened, this is what I felt like I could have done better, this is what my car was doing, things like that.
Yeah.
And come back to the track the next morning, and I'll let you tell what happened.
Oh, okay. So I forget that you weren't there. So we went to the driver's meeting. They make you go to the driver's meeting each day. Whether you're new there or you have been there the day before, you have to go to the driver's meeting. It's basically the same thing each day. But, okay,
so lesson right here.
Yeah.
You never want clutch in when you're going through a corner.
Okay. Why not?
You're clutch in right now.
Why not?
Because your car needs to be settled. When you're clutch in going through a corner, that means you're coasting. When the transmission's and the engine's putting engine through the drivetrain, it plants the suspension.
Yeah.
So you need to decide what gear you're in, even if it's the wrong one, and maintain that gear through the corner.
Ah.
So you need to be either braking, cornering, or accelerating.
Okay.
And right there, did you notice when you put your clutch in?
I did.
You're kind of...
Yeah.
It's because it doesn't feel right. The car just does not feel right when you're clutch in and coasting.
Okay.
So set your gear up, go through the corner, and adjust.
Okay.
If you don't like the gear you're in, change it fast, get it settled up, get the clutch out, and change the gear and run the rest of that corner.
Okay.
All right?
Okay. Anyway, so they had the driver's meeting for everyone, and then they had the novice meeting, which, again, you always had to go to every morning. This feels weird. Whatever.
So you go to the driver's meeting.
I go to the driver's meeting, and I'm just kind of sitting there, and they were, again, assigning, because there were new people that had came in the next day that weren't there the first day. So they were assigning instructors to all of the people that were there, and they were kind of getting in groups of the people with instructors. And I met up with my instructor. I just kind of like saw him and sitting down in a chair where the instructors were, and I went over to him, and he was like, you know, I'm gonna wait and see who I've got as a student. Yes, I'm gonna see who I've got as a student, and if it's a bunch of people, I'm probably just gonna let you go. And I was like, heck yeah. And well, he was like, well, how do you feel about that? I was like, oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. Like, I am so ready to just go on my own. And he was like, you know, I think you're good enough. I'm gonna go ahead and move you up onto intermediate. And I kept my composure, but inside I did not. I was screaming. I was so happy, but I was also kind of nervous because I was like, oh gosh, I'm moving up to the people that kind of know what they're doing now. So he moved me on up to Dad's class.
Yep.
And that was such an awesome feeling. So he was like, I'm going to give you your yellow wristband your yellow windshield sticker, and you don't have to be at this meeting anymore. Because that meeting was going on for a while. I mean, it went on for like 30 minutes if I had stayed there. So we go into the trailer, which is where you get signed in. You get all your wrist color, whatever, bracelets and your stickers. And he gave me all that. I was practically running towards Dad in that parking lot. I was like, oh my God, I was moved up to intermediate. It was such an amazing feeling. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So I was moved on to intermediate within that morning, and I was running intermediate all day.
Yeah. So that's the story of how she got moved to intermediate. Not only did she get signed off to run solo, but the instructor decided to go ahead and move her up to intermediate class.
Yeah.
Now, awesome. As a point of reference, I know there's probably people that have, and that has happened, but it is pretty rare. Normally, what happens when you're getting signed off by an instructor, you just stay in your current class. You stay in that beginner class or novice class, and now you just are solo. The instructor's not with you.
Yeah.
So there's something he must have seen or felt in his confidence level with you, and you're driving out there on the track to go, not only am I going to sign her off to run solo, but I'm going to push her up into another class. That's a big deal. Yeah. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
I know for sure. I've done a bunch of track days. My first 2 track days, same thing happened. The first day, I had my instructor, and the second day, the instructor come out and said, "Okay, you're good to go. I'm gonna sign you off." But he left me in the beginner or novice class. And the same thing. I'm pretty sure the second time I went to a track event, same thing. I got signed off real quick on the first day, but I got left in that beginner class. So that was a big deal, and I was trying to convey that to her, like, that there's something being seen here by this instructor,
right,
in his confidence in your ability and confidence out on the track.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal, I thought. So now, how awesome is that? Father-daughter, we get to be on the track together in our own individual cars, which if you go back and check our previous videos, I'll try to put it in the description and maybe link it in the video here where you can click to it if you want to watch that. And kind of shows a lot of stuff on track.
Yeah.
So we're getting to run together. So I tell her, all right, cool, we're going to run together. I'm going to kind of change my pace a little bit. You just track behind me, follow my line, and we're going to have some fun.
Yeah.
You have to give point buys and things like that. So we're looking for traffic, try to give point buys to other people coming by, things like that, if we are getting passed.
I have an interjection. You're normally supposed to have your own instructor, but
I'm sorry to interrupt. That guy just blinked at us, so just be aware there might be something on the road up here coming up.
But they assigned like 5 people per instructor because I think they were just short on instructors. So they were trying to do a lead follow, which didn't really work out. So the instructor was like, he kind of put his attention on me, even though he did have like 5 other people in his group. We first did lead follow, and he was like, you're doing pretty good. Like, he wanted me to follow directly behind him. And then he was just like, I cannot do this lead follow thing. So it ended up me being the leader with him as my instructor in the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was the leader of the line. It was weird.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. I didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Okay, so we need to refine that. So the instructor, so to kind of compound that, the instructor had a bunch of students to deal with, let's say 4.
Yeah.
That he's trying to instruct. And so he's driving the first time they go out, and everybody's trying to follow him and follow his line.
Right.
He decides, I'm just going to run with you and make you the lead car.
Right.
And everybody follow your line.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really surprising to me. That's pretty cool that you led the novice group. Basically, he put you as the lead
I guess so.
to make sure the rest of the novice group follows your line, because
Yeah.
apparently you're running good lines.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyways.
Okay. That's a really cool thing. Wow. Man, that's awesome. So
yeah.
I hope we got this camera set up on the super wide lens, because her head's got to be getting so big right now. That's crazy.
I didn't think that was a big thing, but I just kind of wanted to interject it. Like,
That is a big thing. I mean, you've decided that the rest of these students should follow your line.
that's cool. So
I mean, and there's obviously there's something. It ain't just she's out there by herself. He's with her and making sure she's on the right line. But he's confident enough in her ability to do the line he wants her to do.
that was in the second run that he did that.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's crazy, man.
it was pretty cool.
That is cool.
He was instructing me like, okay, now you're gonna do this. He was giving me like a step by step kind of thing, until it got to like the last 2 runs, and he was like, oh, okay, good. That was good. Okay, that was good. And it was just good. That was awesome. That was good. That was awesome. So yeah, that was basically how it got by the end.
Cool. Well, that's a very interesting thing there. So I did not know that at all. So intermediate, she jumps in with me. I said, okay, follow my lines. And so we go out first 2 sessions together, get done with the second session, and I'm like, I'm gonna go walk around. I tell her, I'm like, just hang here or whatever. I said, hey, I'm gonna go walk around the pits and see if I can find a photographer, because normally at these track events there's a photographer there. They're taking pictures, and you can go to their website after you get home and get some pictures.
Right.
So I'm walking around the pits, and I believe the guy's name was Clinton. I can't remember. The guy, the event organizer, I believe his name was Clinton, and if it wasn't, I'm sorry. Dear, maybe another one, so be careful.
Yeah, I am being careful. Okay, well, our
All right.
GoPro got that.
So I'm trying to find, and I see the event organizer. I'm gonna say his name's Clayton. I don't know. Sorry if I've forgotten your name.
I'm sorry.
And he's cruising by, and I'm like, hey, there he is. So I asked him if there's a photographer at the track, and he goes, no, I don't think we did one. There may be somebody. A lot of times they just show up because that's the way they make money. So I said, well, I'll just walk around and look for one and see if I can find one. And he's like, why do you ask? And I thought that was a strange question, because like everybody wants pictures
Right.
from the track event. So I said, well, my daughter, she's 16. It's the first time she's ever done a track event. I'd love to have some pictures of that. And he goes, is your daughter blue? And I said, yeah. And he goes, okay, you're not going to need to worry about pictures. And I was like, okay, why is that? And he goes, there's a bunch of people wanting to talk to her, and looks like they're going to want to do an interview. Which, again, if you go back to previous videos, you'll see that interview that was done for the Mustang Owners of America.
Yeah.
They interviewed her and a little bit of me and my dad. My dad ended up showing up on the second day. Her grandfather, or papa. So we did the interviews, and with the interviews, so here was everybody approached, he said, so go back to your car. There's some people coming that's going to want to talk to you. One guy was with the Mustang Owners of America. That's who did the live interview. Another guy was, from what we understood, was with the Mustang Times, which is a magazine that kind of has to do with Mustang Owners of America.
Yeah.
But apparently, I don't know if he writes for both, but anyway, he put out an article, which we'll put a link in the description here, with Ford Performance. You should be able to cruise through here. With FordPerformance.com. So there's an article written on her of running at Road Atlanta. Now, side note, they got a couple things wrong. I think they didn't say they thought her car was a 2019 GT.
Yeah. When
actually it's 2018 EcoBoost. So there's a couple things in the article that was kind of mistaken there, just to be aware of that. So that article's already come out. But the other big thing that happened that we've been kind of not talking about was Jim Owens, who is the marketing director for Shelby and Ford Performance, came up to me and said, we'd like for her to go to the Ford Performance Racing School. And so he needed permission from me because she's only 16 for that to happen. And I was like, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Let's do this. I know she'll be fine with it. And of course she was. And so we hadn't been talking about it because we didn't know for sure if it would happen. I mean, they've got a lot of stuff to do. It's Ford Performance. Are they really going to follow through with,
right,
you know, allowing us to go to this Ford racing school? And so, sure enough, about 2 weeks ago, I guess now, I got an email from the lady at Ford Performance Racing School, and everything's set up. She's got a 2-day racing school at Ford Performance Racing School coming up in July 30th
and 31st.
Yeah. And so they provide the car. It's a Mustang GT, 6-speed, and they provide everything you need. And I'll try to link to that in the description also, and you'll be able to see and go check out what's involved with going to that school. So that's the big thing.
Whoa, dude.
More brakes.
I don't really know the full story of when you were calling that one lady that contacted you.
Yes. And
she was asking about my weight and my height.
Oh, yeah. What about it?
It was a funny story.
Oh. Yeah, well, she was just asking about Blue's dimensions. You know, how tall she is, you know, make sure they had a racing suit that would fit her, and, you know, things like that. And then also there's different Mustangs. Some of them have a racing seat in them, apparently, and some of them have the factory seat in them. So she said she'd make sure the car that she's going to be driving has a factory seat so they can adjust it more easily for her to run the track. But one of the things that needs to happen is you have to be proficient with manual shift, and as you can tell, she's proficient without question with a manual shift right now, no question. But we're going to be driving a bit harder on that and really upping her skill level between now and then, with teaching her rev matching on the downshifts and ultimately heel toe shifting on the downshifts, which you know, they're going to be teaching her obviously way better than I can that process too, but I at least want to get her familiar with it. All right, so we're on Foothills Parkway. We're about halfway now across Foothills Parkway. Go ahead and do a rev match.
Okay.
It's pretty good. All right.
I could have done it quicker.
Yes, you could have. Do it as often as you want. That's good. Oh, so now that you've been driving, so I did if you look back, I think my last video, I installed a MGW short throw shifter. I think it's just shorter, not shorter throw. But anyway, but the feel is way different. So what's your opinion of the new shifter?
It feels way different. It's less, it's more like you are in control. You definitely feel like you are the input and not, you've got this kind of like lazy area.
Spongy.
Is
that the word you're looking for?
Yes.
The factory shifter in this car has a bit more of a spongy feel in a Mustang GT.
I have
2001.
to reach a little further. It's still weird to me, but I get used to it.
Speed up. Rev match. Very good. Very good.
Cool.
Back and forth. All right. Go ahead and put your toe on the brake.
Okay.
There you go. Just press on the brake right now is all I want you to do. Good. All right. Back up and see if you can press with your heel on the gas.
I literally cannot.
Okay.
I can't.
All right.
Yeah, I can.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. So now this time, when we come out of this corner, we get into the straightaway. So right then, she was trying toe on the brake and seeing if her heel could get to the gas pedal.
Yeah.
For heel toe downshifting.
Yeah.
I was watching her feet. It's too weird of a space. So now what we're going to try is heel on the brake
I can do that.
and toe on the gas.
I can do that.
Okay. So just brake on and press your toes down and see if you can rev while you're braking consistently. There you go. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're a little bit of brake, right?
Yeah.
And rev on it? Good. Okay. Very good. So there's your heel toe.
Okay.
So that's going to be the more comfortable thing. So she's got her, I can't quite do it, but she's got her heel on the brake, pressing on the throttle right now.
Yeah.
So we're starting to work towards heel toe shifting. Now every car is different. That spacing between the brake and the gas pedal is completely different. So some of them you can just put half your foot on the brake and rock your foot like that and work the gas. So you just got to get what feels right to you, at least in my opinion. Now the school may teach you something different.
Yeah.
What feels right to you in that car.
Right.
Or that your foot can do in that car.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and rev match.
Right here?
Yeah, too late now. Rev match. Goodness.
Sorry, that took me so long.
No, this girl just fell down back there.
Oh.
She was just standing back there and she just started falling backwards.
Oh. I didn't even see that.
Fell to her butt. I don't even know how she did that. I don't know if the camera caught that or not, but there was a guy on a motorcycle and it's like she was going to get on the back seat and she wasn't even near the motorcycle and all of a sudden she just started trotting backwards and fell to her butt.
Oh no. That's embarrassing.
All right, back to fourth.
I thought you told me not to gear shift in a corner.
No,
Change
sometimes
gears.
you can gear shift. What I don't want is you holding the clutch in through a corner.
Okay.
I want some gear engaged, clutch out. If you have to shift in corner, and sometimes you may, you got to get it done.
Yeah.
Make that shift happen, and either you're back on power or you're maintaining whatever RPMs you're maintaining, but clutch needs to be out in corner.
Okay.
Go ahead and rev match. Rev match. Good. So we want to work on getting that happening faster, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll start messing with heel toe shifting.
Yeah.
Good.
God, those bikers, man.
Yeah. I can't believe nobody's caught us. I guess the bikes are slowing them down too.
Yeah.
That was good. It's just, we're at such a slow speed that it really doesn't matter, but you still practice it.
Yeah.
So go ahead and go back to fourth. Just push the clutch in. I know this is not going to be right now, but push the clutch in, do the heel and brake and give it pat. Sorry. There you go. Very good. Was your foot on the brake?
Yeah.
Try that again. Very good. Okay. Very good. That's good control. So that you're not like making the brake. You're not really pushing on the brake hard while you're trying to rev, right? You're doing two different things with your foot.
Right.
Nice, consistent braking and blipping the throttle. That's two different motions happening with your foot.
Right.
Rev match.
What?
Rev match. Rev match. Do it. There you go. Good. Back to fourth. Rev match. Very good. Whatever you want to do. You don't feel pressure to do anything. That wasn't bad. I think we're at the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and do the fastest rev match you can do. Back to fourth. Do it again.
Oh.
Good. So we're trying to increase that speed. Boy, you just aimed for that stick.
Sorry.
So we want to increase the speed in which you do that rev matching. We're going to pull in this little pull off on the left.
Okay.
And go as far to the front of it as you can.
Okay.
All the way up to the front. Yeah, somewhere in here.
Right here.
All right.
Oh, that's pretty.
All right, everybody, we're at the bottom of Foothills Parkway. We're on the Dragon side of Foothills Parkway now. So that was our drive. I think we covered everything.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a good run.
Yeah.
I think we was focused more on storytelling than we were on driving.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's no big deal. Next time, I think we got crazy camera lady following us today, and she didn't want to follow us through the Dragon. So I think next time we're gonna go and we're gonna run the Dragon together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So, all right, everybody, I appreciate it. Anything you want to add?
No.
No, nothing to add.
No.
She gets into these things, she's done talking.
Dad.
What?
I don't know what else to say.
Nothing else to say.
Okay.
All right, so we've covered everything. Hope y'all enjoyed. More stuff to come. We're gonna be going out driving more, obviously, with the car. Probably the Dragon's probably gonna be the next thing, and again pushing on rev matching faster. And we played with heel toe. Basically, all I was doing is getting used to applying brake with her heel and blipping the gas with her toes.
Yeah.
So that's all we did. We didn't do any downshifting with that. We just kind of messed with that right there. So more will come with that. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all watching. God bless. Y'all have a good one.
Bye. Is this one off?